In this video, we're going to talk about how do I find the whole. So the first thing we got to start with is identifying our numbers, sorting them into part, whole, percent, then setting it up. So I'm going to go through and read it. It says 77 is 110% of what number? Well, the first thing I want to know, what does this 110% mean? Well, 100% of 77 is going to be all of it. So it's going to be more than that, right? So 100% would be saying like all of it plus some, right? Because that would be the 100% and that would be the 10%. So you can have percentages that are more than 100 or even more than that. And that's just kind of what they mean, is that it's all of the thing, the whole of it. So like 150% of a pie would be all of the pie plus 50% of the pie. So the first number and as I go through, I'm going to identify my percent words that kind of tell me, is this going to be the whole? Is it going to be the part? Which thing? So the first thing I see is that there's a percent sign. Anytime there's a percent sign, it's our percent, okay? Then what I'm left with is 77 is, and then it says of what? Is goes with the part. So that means that 77 is the part. And it means that we don't know what it's out of. And the thing I don't know, so I don't know the whole, that's where my question mark goes. So our setups, there's two of them that we'll use, is the part over the whole equals the percent over 100. I'm just going to take those words and replace them with the numbers. So the part is 77 over the whole, the thing we don't know, equals my percent, 110, over 100. So I sorted them, part over whole equals percent over 100, and now I'm going to cross multiply. So this way I have 77 times 100 equals, cross multiply the other way, and the other way I have my question mark times 110. Now I go through and I multiply what I can and what I know how to. And I know how to multiply 77 times 100. So when I do that multiplication, we get 7,700. Then I'm going to leave the other side alone. I don't know what question mark times 110 is. And I only like to do one step at a time, so I'm going to leave it that way. Oops, 110. There we go. So now my goal is to find out what is the question mark. But I have this times 110 attached to it. So I need to do the opposite thing. The opposite of multiplying by 110 is dividing by 110. And so when you go into that division, and you can use the calculator, I just did to double check myself. 7,700 divided by 110 is 70 equals question mark. So if I had 77 out of 70, it makes sense that my percent would be more than 100 because the bigger number's on top, right? I have all of 70 plus a little bit extra. So the other one, the equation, I erased too much, is this. The part is equal to the percent divided by 100 times the whole. So instead of the part, my part is 77. The percent is 110 over 100. And I don't know the whole, so times question mark. So when I have a percent over 100 in the equation set up, I like to change my percent to a decimal first. So I'm going to do 110 divided by 100, which is 1.1. And I leave everything else around it the same. So the only thing that changed was what I circled, that 110 divided by 100. And then the goal is to get the question mark on its own. So I need to get rid of this part. And that 1.1 is multiplying the question mark. To get rid of multiplying, we're going to divide. So that gets rid of that. And I'm left with a question mark on the right. Then I do 77 divided by 1.1. Oh. Divided by 1.1. I mistyped it in my calculator. And once again, we get 70. So sometimes it's good to check that you're typing it in right. Make sure you're using your tools appropriately. My goodness. So 2 different ways to do it. Finding the whole, what it's out of.